chosen ones. It's time to listen closely, because something powerful is about to shift in your life. Have you been sensing that change is coming? That deep, unshakable feeling that something is shifting behind the scenes in ways you can't quite put your finger on? You may have noticed small signs, an unease in your current work, an urge for something more, or even a restless energy that you can't seem to escape. Now, I'm here to tell you, your job, your career, your professional life is about to change suddenly. And this change, it's not a mistake. It's part of the divine plan God has been orchestrating for you, a plan that is about to unfold in unexpected and powerful ways. Do not fear the unknown that this change brings. This is not a time for anxiety or dread. You were chosen for this. The path you are about to step onto may seem unfamiliar, but it is a path that has been laid out with divine precision, leading you to a greater purpose that you can only begin to understand. Now is the moment to prepare. Your time is coming, and it is time to step into the fullness of your destiny. Perhaps you've been feeling the pressure of change, but didn't know exactly what it was. Maybe you've sensed a calling, but the specifics were unclear. Rest assured, what you are feeling is the beginning of something extraordinary. Your purpose is about to evolve in a way that you can't fully comprehend just yet. But I can promise you that this change will lead you to the very next phase of your divine journey. It's time to acknowledge this moment of transition, embrace it, and trust that God is guiding you towards something even greater than what you've experienced before. This is not a message to instill fear. Rather, it is a message of hope, transformation, and empowerment. The road ahead, though filled with uncertainty, is paved with divine purpose. Change is coming, and it's not just any change. It is a change that will elevate you into the next chapter of your destiny. God's timing is perfect. And while you may not yet see the full picture of where He's leading you, you are being prepared for something profound. Yes, this shift in your job may seem sudden, and it may stir up feelings of discomfort or even fear of the unknown. But I want to remind you, you have been equipped for this moment. You were chosen for such a time as this, and the divine hand of God is moving in your life to guide you toward your greater purpose. As you face this change, I want you to remember that you are not walking alone. The God who has brought you this far is the same God who will continue to lead you through every transition. This is the moment to trust that His plan is unfolding exactly as it should. You are not simply being moved through the motions of life. You are being strategically positioned for a greater calling, one that will allow you to fulfill the mission that He has placed in your heart. This is a time to rise in faith and confidence, not in fear. The changes you are about to experience will be transformative, and while they may seem overwhelming at first, they are the very catalyst you need to step into the next season of your divine purpose. Trust in the process, trust in God's plan, and know that this is the divine shift you've been waiting for. The message is simple, yet profound. Your job, your career, your purpose is about to undergo a sudden and dramatic transformation. For many of you, this shift will feel as though everything you've known and worked toward is being shaken. Maybe you've already experienced moments where things didn't quite align as they once did. Perhaps opportunities that once seemed perfect are now slipping through your fingers, leaving you with a feeling of uncertainty. Or maybe, just maybe, there's a new opportunity on the horizon that you're not fully prepared for. But deep inside, you know it's the next step in your journey. This is not happenstance. This sudden change is not a coincidence. It is part of God's divine timing. It is the moment you've been prepared for. God has been at work behind the scenes, aligning you for a new season of purpose. The work you have been doing, the lessons you have learned, and the growth you've experienced have all led to this moment. And now, the time has come for you to step into a new role, a new position, or a new path, one that will align more closely with your higher calling. But before you step into this new season, I want to emphasize something crucial: trust. Trust that this change is not only necessary, it is exactly what you need to fulfill your divine purpose. It is part of a much larger picture that you may not yet fully see. God's plan often involves sudden transitions, times of disruption, and unexpected shifts. These moments may feel jarring, but they are the moments that lead to breakthrough. They are the moments that force you to rise higher, dig deeper, and embrace your divine calling in a new and powerful way. This change, though sudden, is not something to fear. It is not a time for hesitation or doubt. It is a time to lean in and trust that God's hand is moving you towards something greater. Your job, as it stands now, is just a stepping stone to the greater purpose that God has designed for you. The skills, wisdom, and experiences you've gained up to this point have prepared you for the moment that is unfolding right now. As the chosen one, your career and job are not just means of survival, they are avenues through which you will impact the world, fulfill your purpose, and serve others. Each role you take on, each opportunity you step into, is part of a divine plan to fulfill the calling God has placed on your life. Whether you realize it or not, your work is not just about earning a paycheck, it is about walking in alignment with your higher calling. This upcoming change is a divine invitation to step into that calling in a more profound way. It's time for you to embrace the new opportunities that God is placing before you, even if they seem unfamiliar or intimidating. The shift in your job is not a setback, it is an advancement in your purpose, one that will open doors you didn't even know existed. Trust that God is leading you to a place where you will thrive, where your gifts and talents will be used in greater ways than you can imagine. Now is the time to prepare your heart and mind for this shift. It's time to release any fears or doubts you may have about the unknown. The change is coming, and it is meant to elevate you into the next phase of your divine journey. Don't shy away from it. Lean into it with faith, knowing that God has already gone before you and is orchestrating everything according to His perfect plan. The first step in embracing this sudden job change is shifting your mindset. You must move from a place of uncertainty and fear into a space of confident anticipation. The divine shift that is about to take place is not a disruption, it is an opportunity for transformation. You have been chosen for this moment, and everything you've experienced in your professional life up until now has been preparing you for what is to come. This change is part of God's greater purpose for you. It's time to stop seeing this shift as a challenge or a crisis and start seeing it for what it is, a divine opportunity to step further into your calling. God has been aligning the perfect circumstances, people, and timing to position you exactly where you need to be. The fear of change is natural, but don't let it stop you. Trust that this shift is part of the divine journey that will lead you toward greater success, fulfillment, and purpose. You are about to be elevated in ways that you cannot yet fully comprehend. The job that is coming your way may look different from what you've known, but it is perfectly designed for you to grow, serve, and shine. The opportunity may seem like a sudden change, but it has been in the works for much longer than you realize. God's hand has been at work, preparing you for this very moment. And now, you are ready. As you prepare for this divine shift, know that you are not alone. God is with you every step of the way, guiding you, leading you, and providing for you. This is your moment to walk in faith, to trust that His plan is unfolding perfectly, and to step into the next chapter of your divine journey. You may not see the whole picture right now, but that's okay. Trust that God is in control, and He is leading you exactly where you need to go. Your job is about to change suddenly, but this change is not something to fear. It is an invitation to embrace the new season that God is bringing you into. Trust that this shift is part of a greater divine design, one that will lead you to greater success, fulfillment, and impact. God has equipped you for this moment, and with His strength, you will rise to meet this new challenge. The time is now, chosen one. Step forward with confidence, knowing that God has already gone before you. Embrace the change that is coming, and trust that it is meant to lead you to a place of divine purpose and fulfillment. This is the beginning of something new, something greater, and it starts now. One of the most significant truths in the life of the chosen one is the reality of divine timing. the perfect orchestration of events, opportunities, and shifts that unfold in accordance with God's greater plan. For those walking in alignment with their higher calling, life is rarely a series of random events or accidents. Each moment, each step, is part of a divine design that transcends human understanding. It's easy to look at sudden shifts, changes, or transitions, and feel disoriented or even fearful. But the chosen one must learn to recognize these changes, not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and elevation. God's plan for your life often involves sudden shifts, those moments that feel like an upheaval, when everything seems to change in an instant. These moments can be unsettling, especially when they come in the form of unexpected changes to your career or role. But in reality, these moments are not accidents. They are divine interventions. You see, God's timing is never random. Everything that happens in your life, including the job changes you are about to experience, is intentionally placed in your path to bring you closer to your divine purpose. The chosen one's job or role is not a static thing. It is fluid, evolving, and often changes in ways that align more closely with the unfolding plan God has for your life. While the world operates on predictable schedules and timelines, God's plan unfolds in ways that may seem abrupt or unpredictable to the human eye. But trust in this. Every shift, every change is meant to propel you forward. These changes do not happen because you are lost, unworthy, or making a mistake. They happen because God knows you are ready for the next level of your purpose. Often, God allows these sudden shifts to occur when we've reached a crossroads, when we've outgrown where we are, or when we've reached a level of spiritual maturity where the next step is essential for the fulfillment of our calling. This is why it can feel like your career or job is suddenly changing. It's because you are being prepared for something greater. The very foundation of your current role is being shaken, not because it's wrong, but because it is leading you toward a greater purpose, one that only God can reveal in perfect timing. It's crucial to understand that these shifts and changes are not coincidences. In fact, nothing in your life is a coincidence. From the friendships you've formed to the career choices you've made, everything has been intentionally placed in your life by a divine hand that is shaping your destiny. So, when the unexpected change comes, whether it's a job opportunity, a shift in your current position, or a decision to leave a job that no longer fits your purpose, know that this is part of God's divine intervention. It's tempting, in the face of such change, to think that perhaps you've made a mistake or that something has gone wrong. After all, when your career or job suddenly shifts, it's easy to wonder if you've done something to cause it or if it's a sign of failure. But these sudden changes are not the result of error. They are part of the process. God's divine interventions are designed to bring you closer to the person He created you to be and the career path He's designed for you to walk. Think of your life as a grand story that God is unfolding. Every chapter has a purpose. Some chapters will be filled with joy, others with struggle, but each chapter is leading you to the next. And just as a book cannot remain on one page forever, your career and role cannot remain static. The divine interventions that take place in your life, those sudden shifts, are the turning of the page, and each page brings you closer to the climax of your divine calling. These interventions are often so well-timed that, when you look back, you can see God's hand in every detail. At the moment, it may seem chaotic or confusing, but when you allow yourself to step back and reflect, you will realize that these changes have been leading you to the right place all along. God is always at work, even when we don't see it. It's important to remember that His plans are always for our good, even when they take unexpected forms. Trust that God's divine timing is never off. It's always right where you need it to be. Now, while the reality of divine timing and God's plan is comforting, the next question for the chosen one is, how do I embrace this change? When the career shift is sudden, and you're facing an uncertain future, it can be easy to resist the change. After all, change can be uncomfortable. It's unfamiliar, and our natural tendency is to cling to the known, to hold on to what feels safe. But resisting change is resisting growth, and the path to your higher calling requires a willingness to let go of the old in order to embrace the new. This is not always easy, and it may feel overwhelming, but the chosen one is being called to embrace change with faith and open arms. Change is an opportunity, not just for professional growth, but for spiritual growth. This sudden shift in your career is an invitation to step into the fullness of your divine purpose. It's a chance to step out of your comfort zone and into a future that is aligned with God's plan for your life. Embracing change requires trust. Trust that what is unfolding is part of a larger, divine plan that will ultimately bring you closer to your higher calling. When you trust in God's timing, you can confidently step into the unknown, knowing that He has already gone before you and paved the way. You don't need to see the whole picture right now. You only need to trust that each step you take is moving you closer to the destiny He has designed for you. It's important to remember that change is the gateway to opportunity. The job change you are experiencing is not meant to take away from your life, but to propel you into a future filled with greater opportunities. These changes may open doors you never expected. New people will come into your life. New roles will be offered to you. And with each new opportunity, you are stepping closer to the greater work that God has in store for you. The key is to let go of the past, let go of any fears or doubts you may have about the future, and trust that this change is part of God's perfect design. As you embrace this shift, remain open. Let God guide your steps. Don't allow fear or doubt to hinder your progress. Trust that every change is a divine step forward, even if it doesn't look like what you expected. God's ways are higher than ours, and His plan for you is always more expansive than anything you could imagine. There's one fundamental truth that the chosen one must embrace. This change is part of your growth. It is not simply a professional shift, it is a spiritual elevation. God is preparing you for greater responsibilities, greater opportunities, and greater impact. The sudden change in your job is a divine acceleration, meant to align you more closely with your higher calling. In the face of change, many people can become fearful or anxious. They worry about the unknown, about whether they'll succeed, about the potential for failure. But the chosen one has a deep spiritual understanding. Trust in God's plan, and you will succeed. God has already equipped you for the journey ahead. Your experiences, skills, and knowledge have all led to this moment of divine intervention. Everything you've done up until now has been part of the preparation for the greater role that is opening up before you. This job change is not about losing something, it's about gaining the opportunity to fulfill a greater purpose. Trust that this new role will expand your influence, increase your capacity to serve, and bring you into alignment with your true calling. Embrace the change as a divine opportunity for both spiritual and professional growth. You are stepping into a place where your gifts will be fully realized and used for the greater good. You are stepping into a space where you will have the chance to shine brightly and make a lasting impact. God's timing is always perfect. What seems like an abrupt shift now will, in hindsight, become a pivotal moment in your journey, a moment where everything changed for the better. Trust that these changes are designed to propel you into a future filled with divine opportunities, a future where you will fulfill your higher purpose and make the difference you were born to make. For the chosen one, there is often a quiet, yet undeniable stirring within, a growing sense that something is shifting beneath the surface. It begins as a subtle discomfort, a feeling that is not immediately understood but cannot be ignored. You may have started to notice a sense of anxiety that you can't quite shake off, even when everything on the outside seems to be in place. Your routine, your job, and the familiar faces around you begin to feel off. It's as if you've outgrown the space you're in, but you can't yet see what lies ahead. This is not simply a passing wave of stress or a sign that you are ungrateful for the blessings in your life. These unsettling feelings are a deeper calling. It is God, in His infinite wisdom, preparing you for the next chapter of your journey. You may feel restless, as though you are waiting for something more, something greater. Perhaps you've started to ask yourself the question, is this really where I'm meant to be? Or maybe you find yourself thinking, there has to be more to my purpose than this. These feelings are often dismissed as simply being stressed out or bored, but in reality, they are divine nudges. The chosen one is being prepared for something more significant. Restlessness is a divine signal that your spirit is yearning for a change. Your current role, while it may have served a purpose at one time, is no longer aligned with the fullness of your divine calling. The discomfort you feel is God's way of signaling that it's time to move, time to rise from where you've been planted and step into the next phase of your journey. The key to understanding these feelings lies in recognizing that they are not random or accidental. These emotions are signals that God is preparing you for a transition. The divine timing is at work, and you are being readied for a shift in your professional life, one that will bring you closer to the fulfillment of your purpose. These feelings may bring moments of doubt, but instead of resisting them, embrace them as indicators that God is getting ready to reveal something new. The discomfort you feel is the first sign that you are moving toward a higher calling. If you're finding it hard to get excited about the things you once enjoyed at work, or if the motivation you used to feel seems to be fading, this may be a sign that your current job is no longer in alignment with your true purpose. When your soul begins to stir in this way, it's essential to pay attention, for restlessness and discomfort often precede divine intervention. God is preparing you for something new, and He is guiding you through this transitional period to align you with His purpose for your life. Feeling unsettled doesn't mean you are failing or stagnant. It means you are being prepared for your next step. Trust in the discomfort, for it is a catalyst for growth. Just as a seed must break through the soil to sprout into something greater, you are breaking through to a new level of your purpose. This unease is not a sign of weakness or uncertainty, it's the precursor to the divine change that is about to unfold. As these unsettling feelings persist, you may begin to notice other signs that something new is on the horizon. Perhaps, without even trying, new opportunities begin to appear. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open unexpectedly, or you may find yourself in conversations with people who offer you a glimpse into something beyond your current job. These opportunities may seem small, at first an email, a phone call, a chance meeting, but they are divine breadcrumbs leading you toward your next purpose. These subtle signs are often overlooked, but they are divinely orchestrated to point you in the right direction. An invitation to an event or meeting, an unexpected job offer, or even a casual conversation about your future goals. All these moments are part of God's plan to align you with the opportunities that will elevate you toward your higher calling. God is always at work behind the scenes, arranging the pieces and opening doors when the time is right. And just when you feel the discomfort of uncertainty, you may begin to see the first signs of your future becoming clearer. Perhaps, out of nowhere, someone offers you a job opportunity that feels like a perfect fit for your talents and skills, but you may hesitate, unsure if this is the right time. Or maybe a colleague mentions a project or role that aligns perfectly with your passions, but you never thought it could be an option for you. These are not just coincidences, they are divine opportunities being placed before you to guide you toward your next chapter. God is gently steering you toward a path that will bring you closer to your purpose. These opportunities are God's invitation to step into your next season. They may not appear as grand, sweeping changes immediately, but when you look closer, you'll realize that they are perfectly designed to guide you toward the fulfillment of your purpose. In the moments when you feel unsettled, look for the doors that are opening. These are the signals that God is about to shift your career or role in a way that aligns with His greater plan for your life. You may find that these doors open more easily than before. What once seemed impossible now appears within your reach. Opportunities that align more closely with your divine calling begin to appear, and the next steps toward your purpose unfold naturally. Trust in this process. God's timing is always perfect, and every door that opens is part of His divine design to align you with the path that will lead to your true purpose. Perhaps you've noticed an invitation to explore new industries, positions, or responsibilities that you had never considered before. This is a sign that the universe is conspiring to move you toward your higher calling. The new opportunities you encounter are a reflection of God's guidance, His hand at work, arranging your life in perfect order. These opportunities may seem unexpected, and they may come in forms you didn't anticipate. But they are here for one reason: to help you step into your divine purpose and fulfill the mission that God has called you to. As you begin to recognize these signs, embrace the transition with courage and trust. You may feel hesitant at first. After all, change is not always easy, especially when it involves leaving something familiar behind. But remember this: God is not leading you into the unknown without preparing you first. You've already been equipped with the tools, wisdom, and resilience necessary to step into the future He has planned for you. This change in your job is not just about a new role or position, it's about a deeper spiritual shift that will propel you closer to fulfilling your greater purpose. You are moving into a season where your unique gifts and talents will be fully utilized. Every skill you've developed, every lesson you've learned, and every challenge you've overcome has been preparing you for this moment. Now is the time to take action. Don't wait for all the pieces to fall perfectly into place before moving forward. Trust the process and trust that you are being guided every step of the way. God is already preparing the path for you, and all you need to do is take the first step toward the new opportunity that is unfolding before you. The discomfort and restlessness you've felt are signals that the time to move forward is now. The door is open. Step through it with faith, knowing that God is leading you toward something greater than you can imagine. Remember, these opportunities are not just about changing your job or role. They are about aligning with your divine purpose. Each job change, each opportunity that presents itself, is an invitation from God to step closer to the destiny He has designed for you. These changes are about moving in alignment with His will, stepping away from what no longer serves your higher calling, and stepping into what has been divinely prepared for you. Trust that this job change is not just about career advancement, it is about spiritual alignment. As you embrace this change, you will discover new layers of your purpose that were once hidden from view. You will experience professional growth, yes, but you will also experience spiritual elevation. This change will allow you to serve more effectively, influence others more powerfully, and fulfill the calling that God placed on your life when you were first created. The discomfort, the restlessness, the opportunities, all of these signs are preparing you to fulfill the divine mission you were meant to carry out. Your job is not just a way to make a living, it is a platform through which you will serve the world, spread love, and bring light to those around you. God is aligning your professional journey with your spiritual calling, and it's time to step fully into this new role with open eyes and an open heart. The divine shift is happening, and you are about to experience a job change that will propel you into the next season of your purpose. Trust the process, embrace the discomfort, and know that the door's opening before you are divinely orchestrated. Your purpose is unfolding exactly as it should. You are being prepared for something greater, and with every step you take in faith, you are stepping closer to the divine destiny that has been waiting for you all along. Embrace the change with joy and anticipation, for it is leading you to the place where you will fulfill your highest calling. Change, particularly sudden change, often brings with it an undercurrent of fear, a fear that is both natural and, at times, unavoidable. The chosen one may find themselves standing at the threshold of a new season, unsure of what the future holds, and feeling the weight of uncertainty pressing in. Whether it's a career shift, a new role, or a complete change in direction, the unknown can be an intimidating place. It is human nature to fear the unknown. It's a protective instinct that keeps us safe in familiar territory, in situations where we feel competent and secure. But the path of the chosen one is not about staying in safe, comfortable spaces. It is about embracing the unseen, stepping out in faith, and trusting that God's plan is greater than any fear or uncertainty that may arise. And yet, as you stand at the precipice of this change, the fear is palpable, real, and often overwhelming. It's the fear of what might happen, the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown. Uncertainty is a part of life, and especially a part of the journey of the chosen one. The very act of being chosen for something greater often means stepping into territory where you don't have all the answers, where the future is unclear, and where the path isn't always illuminated by the light of certainty. It's a moment that can shake even the most confident hearts. When you are called to move into a new chapter of your life, whether that's changing careers, stepping into a new role, or embarking on a fresh mission, you will feel fear. You will feel vulnerable, and that vulnerability will trigger a deep sense of uncertainty about the future. But what if I told you that fear is not a sign to stop? Rather, it is often a sign that you are exactly where God wants you to be. Fear accompanies the unknown, because stepping into the unknown is where transformation begins. The unknown is the fertile ground where growth takes place, where you are stretched beyond your limits, where you learn new lessons, and where you are called to lean on faith like never before. The fear you are experiencing is not an obstacle but an invitation to trust in God's guidance in ways that deepen your spiritual walk. God has led you here for a reason. You are not alone in your fear. The fear is real, but the presence of God is even greater. The journey ahead may feel uncertain, but you are being called to trust in the divine guidance that has already paved the way for you. This is a season of transition, and in times of transition, fear can feel especially strong. But trusting in God's plan and stepping forward, even with fear in your heart, is the essence of walking in faith. As you face this uncertainty, remember, the fear is temporary, but God's purpose is eternal. The challenge is not to eliminate the fear entirely. That would be unrealistic. The challenge is to acknowledge it, surrender it, and step forward in faith anyway. The fear does not have to control you, because you are being led by someone much greater. You have been called to rise above the fear, trusting that your Creator is guiding you through the unknown. When God calls you, He equips you. Trust that the fear you feel is simply part of the process of growing into the person you were always meant to be. As you step into the unknown, there is a vital truth you must hold on to. God will provide everything you need to succeed in this new phase of your career and your life. Trusting in God's provision is one of the most powerful tools the chosen one can carry as they face any uncertainty or fear. When you are called to something greater, the provision of God will always follow. God does not call you to a task without ensuring that you have the tools, resources, and opportunities you need to fulfill that call. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the change, unsure of how the logistics of a new job or a shift in career will align with the realities of your life. The mind starts to race with practical questions. Will I succeed? How will I manage? What if I'm not ready for this? These questions are natural, but they are also opportunities to deepen your trust in God's provision. The truth is, God has already gone before you, preparing the way, placing the right people, the right opportunities, and the right resources exactly where you need them. God's provision is not just financial, it is holistic. It encompasses everything you need for success, including wisdom, strength, confidence, and clarity. When you step into the unknown, God provides the inner resources to succeed, the strength to overcome challenges, the wisdom to make decisions, and the courage to take the next step. God's provision is not just about the physical resources, it is about equipping you with everything you need, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally to thrive in this new chapter. God does not call the chosen ones into uncertain situations without preparing them. His plan for your professional life is perfectly aligned with His purpose for you, and He has equipped you with everything you need to walk this path. Trust that He will open doors that no one can shut, and close doors that no one can open. God is already at work in ways that you cannot see, providing the right people, resources, and opportunities to support you as you walk in faith. Sometimes, the challenge for the chosen one is learning to surrender control and allow God to take the lead. It can be difficult to trust when we don't have all the answers, when the way ahead is unclear, and when fear tries to take hold. But the truth is, You were never meant to have all the answers. God has a perfect plan, and your job is to walk in faith, trusting that He will provide for every step. The chosen one is not meant to fight through the storm alone. God is the provider, and His resources are limitless. As you move into this new phase of your career, remember that the provision will come. It will come in ways you didn't expect, through people you didn't foresee, and at the exact moment you need it. Trust that when you take the step of faith, God will meet you with everything you need to thrive in the new role He has prepared for you. One of the greatest challenges in the face of career changes and new opportunities is learning to surrender control. As human beings, we are wired to want to control the outcomes of our lives, especially when it comes to something as significant as our careers. We want to know exactly how everything will unfold. We want the security of a guaranteed outcome. But the reality is, when we are called to walk by faith, we must surrender our need to control every detail. Surrendering control is not about giving up or letting go of your ambition. It is about releasing the illusion of control and trusting that God's plan is far greater than anything we can conceive on our own. This is a powerful act of faith, the belief that God is in control and that His timing and wisdom far exceed anything we can orchestrate for ourselves. When you are walking into the unknown, the temptation to cling to what you know is strong. It feels safer to stay where things are familiar, where you can manage the outcomes. But remember, God does not call you to stay in a place of comfort. He calls you to move into a place of growth, a place where His will can unfold in your life. And that often means stepping out of your comfort zone and into the unfamiliar. To fully embrace this divine guidance, the chosen one must let go of any preconceived notions of how things should unfold. God's ways are not our ways, and His timeline is often very different from what we would choose. Trusting God's timing means surrendering the how and the when to Him, knowing that His plan is always for our good. Surrendering control means acknowledging that you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. It means giving God the room to work in your life, without interference from your own desires for certainty. It means stepping out in faith, knowing that God will lead you every step of the way. This act of surrender is freeing. When you let go of the need to control every outcome, you open yourself up to the flow of divine grace and guidance. You allow God to lead you with wisdom that far surpasses human understanding. Surrender is not about giving up your goals. It's about placing your goals in God's hands and trusting that He will bring them to fruition in the way that is best for you. As you stand on the cusp of this new phase in your career, with all the uncertainty and fear that comes with it, I want to remind you, you are not alone. God has already prepared the way for you. The fear and anxiety you feel are natural, but they are not signs of failure. They are signals that you are stepping into the next chapter of your divine calling. Trust that God's plan is unfolding perfectly. The fear you feel is temporary, but the guidance and provision of God are eternal. Surrender your need to control the outcome and trust that God is leading you exactly where you need to be. His provision will meet you at every step. You have been equipped with everything you need to succeed, and as you walk in faith, He will provide the resources, wisdom, and opportunities that you need to fulfill your purpose. Embrace the unknown with confidence, knowing that it is part of the divine process that is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. Remember, God's plan is perfect, and as long as you remain aligned with His will, you will thrive in this new season of your career. This is your moment to rise, to trust in His guidance, and to step into the new role He has prepared for you. The road ahead may be uncertain, but with God by your side, you are more than equipped to face whatever comes next. When a sudden job change or career shift happens, it is easy to feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or even afraid. The unknowns seem vast and unsettling, and the security you once had in your current role may feel like it's slipping away. Yet, it is precisely during these moments of transition that you must remember one powerful truth. This change is not random. It is divinely orchestrated. The sudden shift in your career is part of God's greater purpose for your life, a purpose that aligns perfectly with the divine calling He has placed on your heart. God, in His infinite wisdom, often uses moments of uncertainty and transition to realign His chosen ones with their higher purpose. This is not a coincidence. Every change, every shift in your job or role is part of God's plan to position you for something greater, something that will allow you to grow spiritually, serve others, and fully embrace the destiny He has for you. The change is part of the divine refinement process, guiding you toward the very calling you were created to fulfill. You may not immediately see how this new job or role fits into your life's bigger picture, but trust that God knows exactly what He is doing. He is positioning you for a higher purpose, one that will allow you to serve others in profound ways, while also continuing your own spiritual growth. This job change is not just a shift in your career, it is an opportunity for you to align more deeply with your divine mission. When God calls you to step into a new role, He does so with purpose and intention. The new position will provide you with the platform you need to serve others. Your talents, your heart, and your skills will be used in ways that impact the lives of those around you. God is not simply moving you to a new role for career advancement or personal success. He is placing you exactly where you need to be to make a greater impact, to reflect His love, and to bring healing, light, and inspiration to those you serve. Perhaps, in your current role, you've felt limited. You've known that you were meant for more, but you couldn't yet see how that more would come to fruition. This job change represents the divine elevation you've been waiting for. The transition is leading you to a position where you can influence and inspire others in profound ways, ways that will glorify God and fulfill His purpose through your work. It's important to understand that God's plan for you is not just about your success, it's about your impact. The work you do now, the people you serve, and the opportunities that open to you will allow you to play a part in something much greater than yourself. This career shift is about stepping into a place where you can serve God's kingdom on earth, making a difference in the lives of those around you. The divine purpose for your job is to allow you to reflect God's love, wisdom, and guidance in all that you do. Whether you're moving into a leadership role, a service-oriented position, or a new industry, know that this change is a tool to further God's work in the world. You are being equipped for a greater responsibility, one that will not only challenge you but will also empower you to make a lasting impact. Embrace this opportunity with gratitude and excitement, knowing that God is aligning your career with your higher calling. When God changes your job, it's not just about adjusting to a new environment or learning new tasks. It's about personal and spiritual growth. This sudden change brings with it opportunities that may not have been available in your previous role. The new role is designed to help you grow both professionally and spiritually, so that you can fulfill your divine purpose with greater clarity and confidence. For the chosen one, growth is a constant process. With every challenge, every transition, and every lesson learned, you are being shaped into the person God has called you to be. The job change you're experiencing is part of that ongoing transformation. It is an opportunity to stretch beyond your comfort zone, develop new skills, and become more aligned with God's vision for your life. The beauty of this change is that it opens doors to opportunities for serving others. In your new role, you will have the chance to reach people you couldn't have reached before. You may be placed in positions of influence where you can inspire others with your words, actions, and leadership. Whether through direct service, mentorship, or simply leading by example, you will become a light in the lives of those around you. The chosen one's role is not just to serve themselves, but to serve as a reflection of God's love and grace to the world. Take a moment to reflect on the impact you've made in your previous job or role. Perhaps you've helped others in small ways, or maybe you've been a leader who's directly influenced a team or organization. Now, imagine a role where your impact can be even greater, where your talents can be used to serve a wider audience and make a deeper impact. This is the divine potential that lies before you. The job change is an invitation to step into a space where your influence can be multiplied and where you can bring others closer to the fulfillment of their own purpose. It's also important to note that this new phase will not only bring growth for others, but for you as well. In this new role, you will encounter challenges that will stretch your capacity to lead, to serve, and to think creatively. You will be called to step into new responsibilities that require you to grow in wisdom, patience, and understanding. These challenges, though difficult at times, will ultimately help you become a better leader, a more compassionate colleague, and a more aligned vessel of God's purpose. You will find that, with each challenge you face, you are equipped with divine strength to overcome and grow stronger in your faith. In this season, God is calling you to stretch in ways you've never imagined. He is calling you to embrace the opportunities that come with the new job, not as burdens, but as the means by which you will serve Him more fully. Through this change, you will become more effective in your work, more confident in your purpose, and more attuned to the divine plan unfolding in your life. One of the most empowering aspects of this job change is that it's not just about switching jobs or roles. It's about stepping into a higher calling. You are not merely moving into a new career position. You are being aligned with a role that will allow you to fulfill your ultimate purpose. God's plan for your life is always greater than what you can see. And this career change is part of His divine design to elevate you to new heights. Think of this change as a spiritual upgrade. You have been faithful where you were. You have served diligently. And now God is lifting you to a place where you can have a larger impact. It's as if you've been entrusted with more of God's vision for the world, and now He is giving you a platform to serve it on a bigger scale. This new role is not just a professional opportunity, it's a spiritual opportunity to step into your true calling. God has always had a higher calling for you than simply going through the motions of a job. Your work is meant to reflect Him. The new role that you are stepping into will give you the platform to do just that. You will not be serving just for the paycheck or for your own career advancement. You will be serving with purpose, with the knowledge that you are fulfilling a divine mission. Every conversation, every task, every decision you make in this new role will be an opportunity to reflect God's purpose on earth. Perhaps in your previous job, you were able to help a few people or inspire others through your actions. But in this new role, you will have the chance to influence and inspire many more people. Your impact will not be limited to a few, but will spread far and wide as you align yourself with God's vision for your life. The divine purpose behind this new job is to enable you to serve others in ways you could not have imagined before. You are stepping into a role that is designed to fulfill a higher calling, one that will stretch your abilities and talents to their fullest potential. God's plan is always to elevate you, to guide you into spaces where you can use your gifts to serve others. This job change is the first step toward fulfilling that greater calling. Your success in this new position will not only benefit you, it will benefit those you are meant to serve. As you align with God's purpose for your career, you will realize that this shift is not just about professional success, it is about spiritual fulfillment. As you embrace this change, remember that your work is an extension of God's kingdom here on earth. Your job is not just a means to earn a living, it is a platform for you to serve others and advance God's plan. Whether you are stepping into a leadership position, taking on a new responsibility, or moving into an entirely different field, the role you are entering will be a place where you can serve with purpose. God's call to serve isn't limited to the church or ministry. It extends into every area of life, including your professional life. Your work is a form of worship, a way for you to fulfill your higher calling, and a tool to help others see the love and truth of God. Through this job change, you will have an even greater opportunity to serve others and reflect God's purpose in the world. This is your moment to influence others through your work, to impact lives in ways that only you, in the position you are about to occupy, can do. Whether your role involves managing people, creating products, serving clients, or inspiring others, every part of this new job is part of God's plan to expand His kingdom. You are being placed in a position where your gifts, talents, and experiences will have a profound impact on the people around you. This new role is not a random job. It is part of the greater work that God is doing through you. Embrace the opportunity to serve in this new chapter, knowing that you are making a difference in the lives of others, and that your work is part of God's divine purpose for your life. This job change is not simply a new position, it is a divine opportunity to serve God in a deeper, more impactful way. You are stepping into a role that will align with your higher calling, where your work will not only bring professional fulfillment but also spiritual growth and transformation. God is positioning you for a greater impact, and every step you take in this new role will bring you closer to fulfilling the divine purpose for your life. Embrace this opportunity with excitement and trust. Know that God has been preparing you for this, and that every challenge and every opportunity in this new role is meant to help you grow, serve, and reflect His love. The change you are experiencing is part of God's divine plan to align you with your true purpose. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that this new position is not just a career move, it is a step toward fulfilling the incredible mission God has placed on your life. Trust that God's purpose for you is greater than you can imagine. The impact you will make in this new role will be far-reaching, and your work will be a reflection of God's divine calling. This is your moment to step into the fullness of your purpose. Embrace it with joy, knowing that you are being elevated for a higher calling, one that will serve others and fulfill God's plan for your life. As the chosen one stands on the brink of a profound change, it's essential to first recognize that spiritual preparation is the foundation for any successful transition. It's not just about adjusting to a new job or role, it's about aligning your spirit, mind, and heart with God's divine plan. Every change, especially one as significant as a career shift, requires more than just professional readiness. It requires spiritual readiness. This change is not just a move in your career. It's part of the larger divine blueprint God has designed for your life. So, before you dive into the practicalities of the transition, begin with spiritual preparation. The first step is to seek God's guidance. Transitioning into something new can often feel like walking into a fog of uncertainty. You can't see all the steps clearly, and you may not fully understand what lies ahead. But this is where God's guidance becomes paramount. Spend time in prayer, asking Him to grant you the clarity, wisdom, and strength needed for the journey. This is the moment to ask God to reveal His will for your career and to confirm that you are on the path He has laid before you. Prayer is a powerful tool that centers the mind and soul. It helps you surrender, control, and align yourself with the divine flow of God's plan. As you pray, ask for discernment. Ask for insight into what steps you need to take next. Ask for strength to handle the emotional and spiritual shifts that will come with this transition. Ask God to give you peace in the uncertainty and to guide you through the changes with confidence. Prayer is not just about asking for guidance, it's about positioning your heart and mind to receive the wisdom and strength God is offering. Remember, the transition may feel overwhelming, but you are not walking this path alone. God's presence is with you, guiding each step. Ask for wisdom, especially in areas where you may feel insecure or uncertain. Transitioning into a new role can stir up a lot of emotions: fear, doubt, excitement, anxiety. Prayer helps to clear the fog, giving you the ability to listen more closely to God's voice, which will be your guide throughout the transition. Along with praying for clarity, take time to sit in stillness and reflect on God's purpose for you. Open yourself up to hearing His voice in a deeper way. Sometimes the guidance comes in quiet whispers, and you need a still heart and mind to hear them. Meditate on His word, particularly scriptures that speak about God's timing, His plans for you, and the promise that He is with you in every step of your journey. Scriptures such as Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." And Proverbs 3:5-6, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths, can be powerful reminders that God is guiding you, even when the path ahead is not clear. Allow yourself the space to trust in God's divine timing. As much as you may feel the need to control the pace of the transition, trust that God will reveal each step when the time is right. His timing is perfect, and each step is part of his divine plan. Don't rush the process. Instead, lean into his presence, knowing that when it's time to take the next step, he will lead you. While spiritual preparation is vital, it's equally important to take practical steps to prepare for the changes ahead. This is where the natural world and divine plan intersect. As you prepare spiritually, you must also prepare yourself professionally. God does not call you to step into a new chapter without equipping you for it, but you must actively participate in the process by taking action. The first and most immediate step is to assess where you are currently in your career and begin to make preparations for what lies ahead. If the job change involves moving to a new company or field, take a moment to assess your skills, experiences, and qualifications. Update your resume or CV, making sure it reflects not only your professional achievements, but also the qualities and values that align with the higher purpose God has for you. This is an opportunity to see how far you've come and to take inventory of what God has already equipped you with. Celebrate the journey so far, knowing that every skill you've gained is part of the divine preparation. But more than just updating a resume, update your mindset. Prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for the shift. This job change represents growth, and growth often comes with challenges and discomfort. Shift your perspective from seeing this change as an obstacle to seeing it as an opportunity for spiritual and professional advancement. Embrace the discomfort, knowing that it's part of the process of becoming the person you are meant to be. Seek mentorship or guidance from someone you trust. Find someone who can offer advice, insight, and encouragement as you move forward. Often, those who have already walked a similar path can provide valuable wisdom on how to navigate the challenges and opportunities that come with such a transition. A mentor can help you see the bigger picture and can offer practical tips for managing the change. Networking is another essential practical step. If your new job or role requires entering a new industry or making connections with different people, start to build your network. Reach out to individuals who are already working in that space or who can help guide you toward the right connections. God often places the right people in your path, and through networking, you open yourself up to the possibility of divine appointments and collaborations that will be key to your growth. Another key practical step is research. Begin to understand the company or role you are moving into, if applicable. Learn about its culture, values, and expectations. Prepare yourself for the specifics of the job by understanding the skills and expertise that will be required. Take the time to educate yourself on industry trends, and if necessary, take a course or training to fill in any gaps. Preparation in the natural world allows you to align with God's supernatural plan, ensuring that you are ready when the doors of opportunity open. In the process of preparing, trust that God is already aligning the opportunities and connections that will support your transition. He will place people in your life who can guide you, provide insights, and open doors you may not have even known were available. As you take the necessary practical steps, remember that you are walking hand in hand with God. Every action you take is a step closer to fulfilling the purpose He has for you, and with each action, you are aligning yourself with His divine plan. As you take the necessary practical steps to prepare for this change, it's crucial to surrender control. In the process of preparing, it's easy to feel like you have to control every detail, to anticipate every challenge, and to ensure that everything goes perfectly. But true growth and success come when you release the need to control and allow God to take the lead. God has already gone ahead of you and has already set the path. The transition may bring up feelings of anxiety, uncertainty, or doubt, but it is in these moments that you must trust in God's provision and surrender the outcome to Him. Trust that He is guiding your steps and that He has already equipped you for this new season. Surrendering control doesn't mean being passive or not doing the work. It means trusting that, as you put in the effort, God will take care of the outcomes. You may not see the full picture of how everything will unfold, but you can trust that God is in control and will guide you through each step. Allow Him to lead you with peace in your heart, knowing that His plans for you are far greater than any plan you could create on your own. In times of uncertainty, take comfort in surrendering to His will. This is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. Strength in knowing that God's plan is perfect, and that, no matter what happens, He will equip you for the journey ahead. Surrendering control is an act of faith, and it is through this faith that you will walk confidently into the next chapter of your divine purpose. As you prepare for the job change, it is essential to recognize that your preparation in the natural world is in perfect alignment with God's supernatural plan. The natural steps you take updating your resume, seeking mentorship, and researching opportunities are not just practical actions. They are part of a divine alignment that positions you for the next phase of your calling. The chosen one does not simply prepare by taking worldly actions. They prepare by aligning their spirit with the greater divine plan that God has set into motion. Every practical action you take should be accompanied by prayer and trust in God's guidance. It is through this alignment that you prepare not just your external circumstances, but your inner self to receive the blessings and opportunities that God is preparing for you. Remember that God is always working behind the scenes, even when you cannot see it. The steps you take now are preparing the ground for what is to come. The career change you are about to experience is not just a new job, it is a divine opportunity to serve God's greater purpose in the world. You are being positioned exactly where you need to be to fulfill the mission God has given you. Trust that every step you take in preparation is part of God's divine orchestration, and as you align with His plan, He will provide the strength, wisdom, and clarity you need to succeed. Let go of any fear or hesitation, and step into this transition with confidence, knowing that you are perfectly positioned to do the work God has called you to do. As you prepare for this sudden job change, remember that you are not walking alone. The spiritual and practical preparations you make now are part of the divine alignment that will lead you to greater fulfillment and success. You are being led by a God who knows the way, who has already prepared everything you need to thrive in this new role. Embrace this transition with faith, trust, and a heart full of gratitude. You are about to step into a new chapter that will elevate you spiritually, professionally, and personally. Trust in the divine timing, the perfect provision, and the supernatural guidance that will be with you every step of the way. This is your moment to walk boldly into your purpose, knowing that you have been divinely equipped for everything that lies ahead. As you step into this new season, remember this profound truth. You are walking into a season of divine favor and growth. The changes you are about to experience in your job or career are not accidents, they are part of a divine orchestration, carefully planned by God to lead you closer to fulfilling your true purpose. Every challenge, every opportunity, every shift is a step toward a greater calling. What may seem like uncertainty is actually a sign of the perfect timing of God, who is positioning you exactly where you need to be to fulfill your destiny. These changes are necessary. They are God's way of refining you, elevating you, and aligning you with the greater work He has entrusted to you. Trust in His plan and walk forward with confidence, knowing that this is the path you were always meant to take. The time is now. Step forward boldly into this new chapter of your life. Reflect on the changes you are experiencing and the divine purpose that is unfolding before you. What is God calling you to? How can you prepare to step into this divine purpose with unwavering confidence? This is your moment to embrace the next step, knowing that God has already gone before you and prepared the way. Your divine calling awaits, and the opportunities before you will unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. Let us close with a prayer, reaffirming our trust in God's divine plan. Heavenly Father, thank you for the divine changes you are bringing into our lives. We trust in your perfect plan, knowing that you have prepared us for this moment. Help us to walk in faith, to embrace this new chapter with courage, and to serve your purpose in all that we do. Amen.